So I am going to share something very personal, and it's about religion. We all have our faith, we all have our beliefs. I personally respect everybody's faith. Um, I don't question people's faith. That's each people have their faith, period. So I am going to open about mine, and I want to receive the same respect. If you do not believe in what I'm going to say, you don't have to write a comment. Just do what Jesus would do, and it's to just. So, with that said, the Virgin of Guadalupe has become someone very important to me. When I was younger, you're talking 5 or 6, all my life I've been watching telenovelas. It's a Latin thing, I love them. And the Mexican people have a really big devotion to the Virgin of Guadalupe. Because I was ignorant at that time, I didn't understand why they loved her so much. Anyway, life is a circle, and the circle closed when the Virgin of Guadalupe became the main thing in my mother's healing ministry. My mother has a healing ministry with the Catholic Church that is approved by the bishop. She has an image of the Virgin of Guadalupe. It's the size of the original one. We are blessed that when you touch the image, some people, most people, that touch her heart, her chest, will feel her heartbeat. And if they touch the belly, they will also feel the baby Jesus' heartbeat, which goes a little bit faster because it's a fetus. When the Virgin of Guadalupe appeared, she was pregnant with baby Jesus, and she appeared to the Indians in the 1500s because the Indians were killing them. They were sacrificing Indians for gods, like God of the sun or different gods that they had invented. And it was a very gruesome time in Mexico. And the Virgin of Guadalupe appeared to Juan Diego because Juan Diego had actually already converted into Catholicism, and he was an Indian. And the Indians didn't understand why Juan Diego had converted into Catholicism. So the Virgin chose him, and she wanted him to go to talk to the bishop, so they built a church right where she was appearing to him. Because Juan Diego was an Indian, the bishop didn't want to talk to him. They were a minority. And finally they did, and they said they needed proof. So he went to the Virgin of Guadalupe when she appeared to him again. And without him knowing, in his tilma is like a coat that the Indians wore, the image of the Virgin of Guadalupe appeared. So they did build it. Millions of Indians did convert it because in her clothing, the Virgin of Guadalupe gave signs to the Indians, and only the Indians could understand because of the stars in her mantle. If they connected it, and it was basically telling the Indians to stop killing, that there's only one God, that is the God, Jesus Christ, and that was it. And we know she's pregnant because of the little ribbon that she has on the top. The Indians used to wear that when they were pregnant. So she came with life. It's a really beautiful thing. And a lot of people, so we have praying cloth that is a picture of the image that my mom has in her ministry. I have one, my mom has one, my whole family has one. My mom always said, yeah, Alex, why don't you use the cloth if you have a headache? Or because there's been so many miracles, like people literally, like, they get healed with it. People with stage 4 of cancer, they get healed. Women that can't have baby, they put it in their belly and they get pregnant. I mean, it's literally, God is among us, And I always tell my mom, I'm going to use it when I get sick. And I'm not sick right now, so I don't need it. January 7th, I needed it. So I took her out. And I have faith that I would put it in my breast. and I'll feel this heat, this burning sensation coming from the cloth. And if you don't know, when the Holy Spirit is healing a human being, most people will feel heat. And it was a heat that I had to like mentally control, that I don't like take it off because it was really hot. And then when I would go around tell my family, you gotta touch this, touch it. She was actually warm, like really hot. What I felt was where the tumor was. I just felt like it was just shrinking. My tumor was the size of the point of a pencil. That's how tiny it was. So, because I believe in God, because I have faith, because I never dare to say, Jesus can give this power to this person, or Jesus can do this. I never dare to do that. And I respect his Holy Mother, because as his mom, I really believe that this praying cloth did my little miracle. What I got out of it is an even closer relationship to God. I thank him for thinking of me and healing me and protecting me through all my journey, because it has been a really hard journey. You know, double mastectomy with skin sparing and nipple sparing, it's very traumatic, it's very painful. But God gave me the strength, and he gave me life again. So this is a journey walking with God. Hold on to your faith, whichever faith it is, I don't care. Hold on to God. There's only one heaven, and there's only one entrance to heaven. Okay? There's no VIP entrance. There's no different religion entrance. Literally, there's just one entrance. And we all want to go into that entrance, because if we're not in that entrance, hell is not the place to be. So follow your heart, like Jesus in your heart. Let God guide you. And yes, the Virgin of Guadalupe is part of my journey.